Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursaleen. Khatimin Nabiyyin Abil Qasim Muhammad Salawat. وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين الذي يذهب الله عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرج. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, you know that when we come for Majlis and we come together to learn, there's a lot of noor and a lot of blessings and a lot of light from Allah that surrounds us. So, we're really excited. Our souls inside are feeling very happy, very excited, okay? So, now that you know that you're sitting in this really beautiful place, all right, you can't see the glow, you can't see the blessings, you can't see, but you now know, so you can be excited, right? So you can say your durood really loudly with a lot of excitement. You know, just like when you go to a birthday party and somebody says, okay, let's wish. And how do you do the birthday? Oh, everybody's screaming, everybody's shouting loudly, happy birthday to you, right? Because you feel like you want to make this person happy. And we believe that the holy souls of our Aimma, of Bibi Fatimah Zahra, everybody joins us. When we do our duroods loudly, we are expressing how excited and how energetic and vigorously we are here to show our love for Imam Hussain. Okay? So let's have a really loud salawat in the love of the Holy Prophet. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil. Subhanallah. Okay, so today we are going to talk about respect. Okay, now every time we talk about respect, it's like, oh, now we need to respect our grandparents, we need to respect our mom. Come on, give me a break, you know. All the time mom's like, oh, you're being disrespectful, why are you not behaving yourself, right? But then when our parents ask us to be respectful towards them or be respectful, we think now we have to become really formal. You know, like, you know, when I was a kid with my dad, we used to have a lot of respect. Okay, that was the way our culture in our home was. So my mom taught me that when you give water to your dad, you know, or any elders, you fill it up with water and then you put your hand at the bottom. Okay, and then you serve it like this. And then when they're done drinking, you take it like this and you put it back. And it used to be like, oh wow, that's really respectful. Oh, and you know, a lot of people would look at me and they'd be like, oh, your daughter has such good manners. But now when I tell these things to my daughters, they're like, what is this, mom? Like, which age are you living in? Like Stone Age? Like, I was not born in the 90s, you know? And I'm like, neither was I. I was born in the 80s, you know? So, you know, it's like, what is respect then? Why is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us again and again, be respectful towards your parents, the Holy Prophet saying, it's making no sense, right? So then I thought, you know, let's talk about respect from the way children understand it, right? Because obviously we're different. Imam Ali tells us that don't expect the same things from your children as you expect from yourself, because they're born in a different time. They belong to a different generation, right? So I hope the kids are feeling settled now that auntie's not going to just tell us, be respectful, right? And auntie's not going to be like, she doesn't understand us, we're different, you know? Auntie's from a different age, we are from a different time. Come on, you don't understand us, right? So I am really trying hard to understand, you know? I'm trying to be empathetic, I'm trying to learn what you guys think so I can understand and learn from you. You know, there's a very famous writer, his name is Khalil Gibran. And he says that your biggest teachers are your children. Okay? So today I think more than me teaching you, I might be learning from you. Right? I just have to open up to learning from children. Okay, so What I want to talk about is the difference between respecting people and being really formal and like robotic. Okay, so there's a difference. Okay, so when you're respectful towards somebody, what does that look like? And what is this whole formality कि आपने पानी ऐसे देना है और बात ऐसे करनी है, you know, like what is this? So first of all, let us look at, for example, football matches, right? Do you guys like football?
Yes.
Okay, have you seen how all the players come out first with their flags? Then what does the crowd do when they come out? When the players, when the team comes out from their room, they cheer, they clap. What else do they do sometimes?
Scream.
So imagine, sorry, okay, and they clap, and sometimes when, for example, you know, you're in a different country, okay, and your team comes to play there, like you're in Australia and Pakistani team comes to play there, for example, what would you feel like doing?
Waving our flag.
Waving their flag and something else. A lot of times we stand up, right? We're standing up. Why? Because there's this excitement and respect for your own country, for your own nationality, for your own people. You're like, oh my God, wow, you know, I want to stand up and cheer. I don't want to just sit, right? So you stand up. Then what do? They come and they stand in one straight line and they stand with a lot of respect, right? That's the word we would use. They stand with a lot of respect because what is playing in the background? Their national anthem, right? The song of their country. So they're showing respect to their country and the respect to their national anthem by standing there quietly, not scratching their head, right? Not jumping, not saying, I don't feel like standing here. This is so boring. Have you ever seen that?
No.
A football player going like, this is so boring, I don't want to do this.
No.
Do that? No. Right? Because why? Because they're feeling that respect for their country. So what is this respect, right? Then you see the same thing, similar stuff happen in your school. When there's assembly, what does your teacher tell you to do?
Sit quiet, hands like this.
Stand like this, straight, right?
Or sit down like it.
Yeah. And are you allowed to talk? No. And what happens if your principal is giving a speech? What are you supposed to do?
Everybody's like quiet.
Everybody's quiet, right? Okay. But what if, I don't know if your principal is really sweet or nice, but what if your principal was really, really sweet and you weren't just scared? You weren't just standing there quietly because you're scared you'd be punished, but you were really doing that because you love the way your principal talks. She's like this really sweetheart lady. And she's telling you nice things, and she's telling you from tomorrow canteen is going to have zombie candy in it. Yeah? Imagine. You'd be like sitting there and listening to your principal, to your teacher, very quietly, right? Because you're showing respect, right? Now, families have their own cultures also, just like schools have their own ways of showing respect and teaching discipline, right? Do you have any things that you do in your family to show respect? I'm here to learn, remember? So, do you have anything in your family that you do, that your mom tells you, okay, please be respectful, do this for Nana Nani, or do this for Dada, you do this for Baba? Is there anything?
My
Yeah,
hair
what?
open, so then he likes my hair tied, so she asks me to tie my hair.
Awesome. Okay. So you're showing respect, right? That is actually a way of showing respect and is done very regimentally and formally in some cultures, just like it's done in your home. Yes, you were going to say something? You raised your hand. Come on. You're so cute and you're dungry. I want to know. What do you have to say? Come on. Nothing? Anything else that you guys do at home?
I'm sure everybody's parents tell them to do something when Dada and Dadi or Nana and Nan kuch to batate honge zarur.
Bring water. Awesome. Like I was telling you, my mom used to teach me. And what else? Yes. Say salam alaikum. Of course. So important. Anything else? Yes. Okay, we'll go turn by turn. Zara? You have to kiss Nana's hand. Okay, that's how I was taught to kiss my dad's hand. Yes.
You have to leave everybody till the outside when some guest comes inside our house.
Yes, you have to leave everything else and come inside and sit with the guests to show them respect. You were going to say something? Were you? Any secrets? No? Okay. So, these are some ways our family teaches us to show respect. Now, just the way our family has cultures, it has some rituals that we use to show respect, the same way cultures have some ways to show respect. So what do you think is culture? Do you know what culture is? Yes.
So it depends on how culture is like practiced. Like sometimes culture is practiced in home, sometimes it's country-wise, sometimes it's like continent-wise.
Absolutely.
So
Okay.
culture is when you like what the food you eat, like the caste system and what you wear and the language and what you believe and the God stuff. And
Amazing. You know, you can do this here. You can sit here and you can teach us. That's awesome. See, so much to learn from kids. So she's explaining to us that culture can be so many things and diverse. And can you give me an example of a culture? So you're Pakistanis, right? So we are Pakistani people. What do you think we do as part of our cultural practice? Anything part of our culture. Any new hands? Okay, you can go.
not everybody does it, but some of our cricketers like they put their hands on the on our heart when we're doing like the national anthem while cricket.
Okay, that's awesome. I haven't seen cricket in a really long time, so thank you for telling me. Anything else?
Pakistani culture, guys. We're all Pakistanis.
What clothes do you wear? Do you wear like mini skirts and tank tops and come in front of your dada dadi? No.
Most common thing for men to do is like gale milna,
Gale milte hain hum, right? We hug each other, even women. We shake hands sometimes, right? And have you seen a lot of women, even if they don't do hijab, but in front of elders, they will put up their dupatta on their head. You know, my nani, she used to always eat food like that also. She used to put her dupatta on her head when she would go to sleep and when she would eat. Both times, she would cover her head. She used to feel it's a way of showing respect, right? So she used to do that. It wasn't like, oh, you know, it's hijab or anything. It was just a way of doing it in a cultural way. In her home, she was brought up like that. So we have all these different cultures in our society also that we see, the clothes we wear, the way we talk, right? So would you go and do like a fist bump with your dada dadi?
No.
I mean, sometimes you can if your dada is really chill, you know.
This one does. He's not even.
Yeah.
He's not even sitting.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, you know, one day we can have a majlis where kids are jumping around. Because, you know, I mean, kids deserve that. You know, there should be more activities and, you know, water play or something like that, and we can teach them. Because, you know, there's a whole thing about how every child is a different kind of a learner. Some kids learn by listening, some kids by writing, some by drawing, some by playing, some with Play-Doh. So it's okay. Everything is okay. All right? And so we were talking about our culture, and so we were talking about how we don't, a lot of times we won't do fist bumps with our dada dadi because they wouldn't understand what it is. It's not part of their generation maybe. They don't feel like it's as respectful, right? Unless they're really chill and cool with you and they're like, you know, this is my buddy. Okay, some grandparents are like that. Some are not. Some are more stricter. Some want you sitting in the right way. Some want you talking the right way. Some want you wearing the right clothes, right? And then what do kids do? Like, mujhe nahi pehnne hain kapde, right? I don't like to wear these clothes. Why do I have to wear these shalwar kameez? It's not even fashionable. I have to wear shalwar kameez to Nana Nani's house. Why? You know? Like, I want to wear tights because everybody's wearing tights, right? And I want to do this because everybody's doing it, right? And moms will be like, you know, if everybody's going to jump off the balcony, you're not going to jump off the balcony, right? Moms have these things that they say. But then kids want answers, right? They want to understand, why is my mom telling me to do this? It doesn't make any sense. So I would really invite you guys to read up on different cultures of the world. Like South America has many different cultures and different nations, and they have their own ways of dressing and different cuisines, the things they eat. And Spanish people have something different, and Italian people will have something different, and French people will have something different, right? And so we learn from other people. And our Imam Ali, our first Imam, let's have a loud durood. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjam. He says that people are of two kinds. Okay, either they're your brothers in faith or they're your equals in humanity. Okay, the whole planet, everyone living on this planet, it's our whole big family, right? And Imam Ali is telling us that everyone is equal in humanity, right? But then if everybody is equal in humanity, then shouldn't they all be the same, wearing the same clothes, jeans and t-shirt, right? And same language, English, and same sport, same food, spaghetti and burgers. Yeah? Why do we have biryani and nihari and paya? And payas are so sticky and right? And like, who's paya? Mama, is your generation, right? And then halwa, no, mama, you eat Nutella, right? Like, what is all this halwa business, right? You're not understanding what's up with my mom. She doesn't understand, or my nana, or my baba, or anyone. So why is all of this happening? Imam is saying everyone is equal in humanity. Where are we supposed to be equal? In eating Nutella and wearing jeans?
No.
Then where? Where are we supposed to be equal?
We should be like in faith, like.
But then I can be Muslim and they can be Jews and somebody can be Christian. The whole planet is not Muslim.
You should give respect to everybody in the same way, be it elder or small or like everybody has their own.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Every religion, like, they have their own beliefs, so we should follow the beliefs of our religion. For example, Islam, we tell us to do namaz and stuff like that. So they also, I'm sure, have their prayers and like their churches and going there. So I'm sure they have to also follow it. So we could be equal in like.
And they love what they do, right?
Yeah.
Because they've grown up doing what they're doing, right? So you can't just ask them, I do this, I'm right? No, Allah doesn't like arrogance. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, do not say anything bad to the gods of other people, right? That's a way of showing respect. That's a very important way of showing respect that Allah is teaching us so we can all live in harmony. Allah is telling us in the Quran, if I wanted, if your Lord wanted, if God wanted, we could have made everyone the same. We could have. Allah is using the word we. And he's saying we could have made everyone the same, right? But we didn't, because we want it to be like this. We want different colors and different cultures and different clothes and different. Look at the flowers. Are all the flowers the same? No. Allah has made flowers and then they're different shapes and different sizes and different colors, and some are for winter and some are for summer, and they're just so pretty. It's so beautiful to have this whole big family all over the earth with its different cultures and different religions and different faiths and different practices and different clothes, right? And it's exciting. Would you enjoy traveling the earth if you went from Pakistan and you went to another country and it was just like Pakistan?
No.
Would that be fun?
Depends.
Would it be? No. It wouldn't be, right? Even if you get out of KDA and go to another part of the city and it's different, you learn something, you see, it excites your imagination, right? So when you go to different parts of the world, what do you see? Are all the children in this book the same? What differences can you see? I want new hands, okay? And then we're going to learn some manners, and that's also something we do to respect this gathering, is what? We raise our hand and we wait for our turn. So I'm going to ask that kid over there because he's raising his hand for the first time. Yes. Clothes. Their clothes are all different. Anything else you notice? Your turn.
They're doing different things.
They're doing different things. What about you?
One is sitting on the wheelchair.
One is sitting on the wheelchair. Okay, I'm going to go to that little one at the back. Yes. She put her hand up?
No, she
Okay. Okay, that's okay. Your turn.
Skin color.
Skin color. Their skin colors are all different. And
One of them is wearing a hijab.
one of them is wearing a hijab too, right? Yeah. Eyes, their eye colors are different, right? Hair is different. Brown, black, orange, right? So, yes.
Some are boys and some are girls.
Some are boys and some are girls, right? So in this just one picture, we saw so many differences, right? So I'm just going to skim through this book and I'm going to read a little bit. And I would love to do the whole story, but then it's going to take up too much our time, I think. Each person in this world is different from everyone else. I'm the only one just like me. This girl is saying. She's the one who's telling us the story. See? And then what is she saying? There are many ways to tell us apart on the outside. We each have our own size, shape, color that is just right for us. But on the inside, I'm a lot like other people. I want people to like me just the way I am. I want to know that I am important to someone. Everyone wants to feel accepted. I can like people for who they are and treat them kindly. Can we accept everyone for who they are and treat them kindly? Can we? Possible, yes, but can we do it? Do we do it?
No.
It's so hard, right? It's so difficult. Like this kid in the story, she's like, I may not like everything a person does, but I can learn to be patient with others when something bothers me, right? Then what happens? Yeah, be patient. We're all learning. We're all learning. When big problems happen, I can listen as we talk about our differences. Listen. I can listen to the other person's story. Sometimes when we get into the fight, we want our turn to talk. Just me. I want to talk, and I'm talking about myself. I have to learn. Sometimes I become disrespectful towards my children and I don't let them talk because I think I'm the boss. I'm the mom, right? And then I don't let them tell me. And sometimes I'm like, you did it, why did you? And then in the end, they're like, Mom, it wasn't me who did that. It was somebody else. You're like, oh man, what were they doing, right? So we don't listen and we just judge and we just start on with our stories. I can try to understand how someone feels. I can forgive when I feel hurt, right? So today we're going to talk about a little bit about this hard thing to live with our siblings. Oh my God, we're always on their case, right? Like we're like telltaling on them, right? We go to our mom. Mama, my sister did this. She did that. You know, Mama, she's eating chocolate in her room. You know, Mama, she's doing this. Did you know she took your nail polish in the morning? And she didn't even tell you. Don't we do that? Right? We don't do that. Oh, you do it. You're so honest and you're so beautiful. Right? We have beautiful kids here. If only we would stay kids until we grew up. The world would be such a beautiful place. Let's have a loud salawat for children. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil. What time do I have to end? In 20 minutes? Okay. So, we were talking about learning to respect other people, understanding them, and learning to forgive them. Oh my God, so hard, right? Now I'll tell you a story, okay? A few stories that I brought with me to tell you. First story is from the life of Imam Zainul Abidin. Let's have a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil. I love loud durood, you know, and then sometimes I'm sitting in the majlis and everybody's like, you know, and I go loud and my kids look at me like, Mom, be quiet, you know, but I love it, you know, because that's how you set an example. You give courage to other people to say loudly too, right? I love your salawat, okay, bless you guys. So the story is this, that Imam Zainul Abidin and his slave, in those days there used to be slaves, and Imam Zainul Abidin used to bring slaves into his home, and he used to teach them, and he used to feed them and clothe them and give them a lot of respect, and then he used to make them go free. So they used to be free humans. So Imam Zainul Abidin, so that way he was fighting against slavery also at that time. So Imam Zainul Abidin and his slave, they were walking into their city, they were traveling and they were coming back, right? When they were coming back, around the border of the city that they were entering, they saw a man who was almost dying, okay? He was in a really bad shape and he was like really in a lot of pain and it looked like he was suffering. So when Imam went near him, when they went near him, And the slave saw who it was. He's like, and Imam's like, what happened? And he's like, I'm not going to help this man. Like, okay, sure, you don't want to help, it's okay. So then what Imam did, he took out his food, he took out his water, he took out whatever he could take out, which he had in his bag, in his luggage, and he helped this man. He put this man's head on his lap, and he started to clean him and feed him with water and food and everything. So the slave was watching, and after a little while, he couldn't hold himself. So he came to the Imam and he said, do you know who you are helping? And the Imam said, yeah, I know. Like, no, I don't think you know. Like, who do you think he is? So the slave said, you know, he's your enemy. He was being harmful to you or your family at some point, right? Imam's like, yes, I know who he is exactly. Like, how can you help this man? Why are you helping this man? He was so mean to your family, you know. And Imam said, you know what? Before everything else, he's my brother in humanity. He's my brother in humanity. I need to save his life. I need to be kind. Imagine what a big heart Imam has. You know, our siblings are not our enemies, right? Sometimes we hug them, sometimes we play with them, sometimes we don't even like to watch TV without them because we feel bored. Like, oh, I need company, you know. Who am I going to say silly things to or discuss the show? You know, I like this character, but this guy did the wrong thing. Who are you going to talk to, right? You need your sibling with you, right? And then sometimes your siblings are more creative than you. They give you ideas. You learn from them, right? Sometimes you teach them. Sometimes they have stories to tell you. They're not your enemies. They're beautiful people just like you. They came from the same mom and dad, you know. And we're all children of Hazrat Adam in the end. So we're all brothers in humanity. Mom is telling us to have a big heart, right? But it's so hard, right? So I'm going to tell you about that a little later. Then I'm going to tell you a story about the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajam. So our Holy Prophet once went. Do you remember the story of the garbage woman? Do all of you know? All of you. So I won't repeat it, right? We're going to save some time. Yeah, he's sleepy. It's okay. I can see he's sleepy. Let him be. It's okay. Yeah, you have to be kind. Yeah? So, you know, in our hearts we can pray for little babies. Yeah, and they'll calm down. Yeah, okay. So, the Holy Prophet, right? His story about the woman who is throwing dirt on him. Every day, the woman is throwing dirt on the Holy Prophet. One day she doesn't show up. She's not throwing trash, and the Holy Prophet is like, what happened? I need to go check on her. I mean, if somebody was hurting you every day, the one day he wouldn't bother you or bully you or hurt you, what would you be like?
You would be glad.
Be like, thank God, good riddance. Yes. Right? Phew. Right? But what is the Holy Prophet doing?
He wonders why the woman is not there.
He is thinking beyond that. His thinking is going further than that. Right? He's like, wait a minute. Today she's not there. What happened? Maybe she's not well. Maybe some tragedy has happened. Maybe she fell down. What happened? I want to go check on her. Why? He's not looking that she's my enemy. She hates me. She throws trash on me. She's a woman. No. When it comes to our soul, we have to be kind. And the Holy Prophet went and asked her, how are you doing? What happened to that woman? Do you know? She was so impressed by the akhlaq and the respect and the love that the Holy Prophet showed. What did she do? She said, I want to know your God, because if your God is teaching you to be so beautiful, I want to know that God. So beautiful. She became a Muslim, right? She started believing in the Holy Prophet. This is how we become kind, right? But we can say, oh, he was a Holy Prophet, he was so kind, he was so big-hearted, right? How do I do that? So I'm going to show you some tricks how to do that. Before I go there, I want to say one more thing about our moms, okay? Because I'm a mom, so I'm going to say something about moms, right? So one time, this man, he was able to take his mom for Hajj, right? And his mom had always wanted to go for Hajj, and he couldn't earlier, but now she was unwell and she couldn't walk. She was sick, or she was just weak, and she couldn't go for Hajj. So now finally her son was like so excited, like, I'm going to take my mom for Hajj. So what he does is that he takes his mom for Hajj, and Hajj is difficult, right? It's got all these rituals and tenets that you have to do, places you have to walk to, there's so much rush, right? And so what he did is that he carried his mom on his back, right? And took her around the Kaaba and Safa Marwa and the Sa'i, all of that, everything. And now he comes back to the Holy Prophet and he's like, the Holy Prophet, Allah gave me this opportunity to serve my mom. She's so special. She did so much for me. I wanted to make her feel special, so I cared for her. I took her for Hajj. She couldn't walk, so I put her on my shoulder and I made her do the tawaf and the Hajj. Do you think I've repaid her for the nice things she's done for me? Right? The Holy Prophet turned around and he said, never. You can never repay your mom. It's like, really? But I did this. And the Holy Prophet said what? The Holy Prophet said, when you were born and your mom had to go through that pain of giving you life and bringing you into the world. We go to the doctor and we have the operation and the babies come in the world, right? And the little pain that she went through, and she said, right? Your whole Hajj, all of it that you've done is not even equal to that one that your mom did. That's how much your mom does for you. We can never ever repay our moms. We feel upset at her, we feel like she doesn't understand us sometimes, but she's got a wisdom, right? And she was the best mom for you, and she was perfect match for you. That's why God gave you that mom, right? Because she's the best for you. She can give you the best love, right? So the Holy Prophet is telling us, be respectful to your mom, be kind, right? So this boy came, or this man came to the Holy Prophet, what should I do? What nice thing should I do? Should I listen to my mom? And the Holy Prophet you should listen to your mom. And next, what should I do? And the Holy Prophet said, you should be kind to your mom. And then he said, next, what should I do? He said, you should be kind to your mom. 3 times the Holy Prophet said, be kind to your mom. And then the Holy Prophet said, your dad. Because your mom is with you the whole day, taking care of you, teaching you, doing your tarbiyah, giving you manners, teaching you respect, teaching you good manners. So the next time your mom is teaching you good manners and respects, remember that your mom is doing a huge favor, right? Because there are moms who don't teach their people who are not educated and, out of not knowing, out of oblivion, out of ignorance or negligence, they're not able to teach respect or manners or time discipline or time management to their kids, right? And those kids grow up and there's nobody who's taught them. I can go on and on, right, about moms. Like this one man, he became a thief and he was being hanged for it one day, and he was really mad at his mom, right? And people said, you're gonna die now, be nice to your mom, why are you being mean to your mom? And he said, I'm upset at my mom because my mom never stopped me when I would steal a little thing from my school. There are kids who might be stealing things from school, like an eraser or a pencil. And he said, my mom never stopped me from stealing. She oh good, you got something new from school. She didn't teach me right and wrong, how to respect other people's property. I can't just take people's things without asking, right? So we're her mom is so cool, she lets him eat all the candies all the time, Or her mom is so good, lets him watch all the Indian movies all the time, right? My mom, she doesn't let me watch anything, And you don't know what a big favor your mom is doing to you in sculpting you into this beautiful human being, right? So in our hearts, we give gratitude to our mom, okay? And we give respect to her, because when we'll know what status she has, then we'll be able to give her more respect, right? Let's have a loud durood for all our moms. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraj. So our moms, or anyone for that matter, of showing respect or being kind or showing patience or forgiving, these all things are hard. right? They're all hard. So if we keep the complaint we have towards other people in our hearts and we don't express it and we don't tell them that you hurt me, sometimes moms can say mean things to us. They're human beings. They get tired, they get cranky, they don't get sleep with the baby. So, they can be cranky. They might say something mean to us that can break our heart. So instead of keeping it in our heart and instead of shouting back at her, we have to say to her, because we can't keep it in our heart. We have to share, right? What we can do is that we can turn around and express the same thing to her, but with kindness and respect, right? Like the story of Imam Hassan and Hussain, you can ask your moms. I'm really losing my time here. About how they showed wuzu to an old man with respect, right? So we can express what we hold in our heart, clean our heart. Don't keep any hatred, don't keep any anger, don't keep any bad grudge for anyone in your heart. You have to express it, but you have to do it with love and kindness and respect. How do you do that? You lower your voice. So I'm telling you tricks, okay? If you lower your voice, don't raise your volume. You have to choose the right words. No bad language, no bad words, okay? No language that you'd use for somebody who's smaller than you or someone who's your age, right? Your parents are older to you. You have to show respect. Don't use those words with your parents. It breaks their heart too, right? And right body language, okay? I don't remember the research right now, but more than our words, our body talks to people, okay? So no rolling eyes at moms, okay? Especially the kids who are growing up, I see so many kids who be like, here she goes again, okay, right? Do not do that. It's really sad. It breaks your mom's heart, right? And I can tell you, because I'm a mom, right? So I'm sharing these secrets with you, how to win your mom's heart, right? And show respect and love. And your dad and your elders and your grandparents, okay? I have to show you something. So how is it that you do all of this in your moment of anger? When you're upset? When you don't feel like forgiving? When you don't want to be patient? I don't want to be patient right now. I want to scream and shout. How did she do this to me? Anybody, right? Like your friend or anyone. Not talking about your mom, but anybody. In that moment, how do our imams control their anger? How do they have this big heart to forgive? I want to learn, right? So I'm going to teach you something about your mind, which is very important, okay? So our mind gets filled with a lot of thoughts, right? So the first really big bombshell truth that I want to tell you is that you are not your thoughts. Does that make sense?
No.
Does that? Awesome. No, doesn't make sense. It did not make any sense to me when I learned this. You are not your thoughts. You know how your heart is pumping blood the whole day, right? Can you control your heart?
No.
Can you tell your heart, please stop right now, I'm going to sleep? No. Can you tell your heart, can you go a little faster?
No.
Can you go a little slower? No. Your heart is not in your control. It's so funny, right? Your heart is not listening to you. In the same way, we have this machine called the mind. And the whole day, what does this machine do? It produces thoughts. Okay? And there is a way to understand your mind. Okay? Just like when we do deep breathing, we can slow down the heart rate. So there's a way, right? There is a way to understand your thoughts and to control them and to work with them, right? So there's a lot of meditation classes that are happening these days. Okay, if you've heard about it, great. If you haven't, go Google it, learn about it. I always tell kids to go and download the application Headspace. You're using your iPads or gadgets or whatever, your mom's phones. Use this application called Headspace. It will explain to you what meditation is, right? What meditation does, deep breathing, concentrating on your breath, these are all practices, right? I don't have the time to explain, otherwise I'd love to teach you meditation. What it does is this. You have a mind, and can you see all the glitter in there?
Yes.
Can you see clearly across the glass?
No.
Can you see through and through? Auntie said this one has more glitter.
Can you hold it like this? Because your fingers are.
Okay, sorry. Yes, thank you so much. Okay. So, this glass has glitter, right? And what's happening? It's making the water go murky. Is it clear? The water is clear?
No.
Can you see clearly?
No.
No, you can't, right? There's all this glitter all over. It's a big mess, right? Sometimes our brain is like that and we're feeling like we're a big mess of thoughts in our head. And we can't think straight and we can't do the right thing in the right time. Why? Because our brain is all full of this mess of thoughts, right? She did this to me, that one did to me, she never, Mama always makes dirty food, I don't like it. Why does she have to make dal every day, right? I don't like to eat sabzi, come on, make me nuggets, fried chicken, right? We do that, right? And our brain just goes on. कल तो ये हुआ था और परसों तो ये हुआ था फलां did this, and before you know it, you're talking about some cartoon show and this kid was hitting somebody and there's a long story happening in your head. It's a big mess of thoughts. Does that happen to you all?
Yes.
Yeah? Would you like to say something? Sure.
You should just forgive and forget.
Right, but what do you do about this mess in your thoughts? Right, in your brain? It's like this big mess of thoughts. Like imagine every piece of glitter is a thought in your brain. Can you think straight with all these thoughts?
No.
No, it's crazy. It's draining. It's exhausting, right? But what about this glass? Can you see through this?
Yes.
Where did all the glitter go? Up or down? It's settled. It's not bothering me anymore. So I can see through it, right? I can see through it. With meditation, sitting calmly, deep breathing, and there are all these other kinds of meditations, what happens is that your thoughts, they settle down. You can't tell them to run away, okay? So a lot of times, when people talk to me about meditation, I tell them, okay, this thought is coming to you, like you're really mad at your sister and you want to break her thing. This thought is coming to you, right? Do you, as good human beings, deep down in your heart, want to break anybody's anything? We're good people. We're good kids, right? God made us with this beautiful heart. We don't feel like harming anyone or breaking their property. Would that be a nice thing to do?
No.
Would that be something that you did and maybe later on you would really regret it? Yeah? You might regret it later on. So in the steam of your anger, you're not able to think straight, right? Deep down in your heart, would you wish that somehow you could do the best thing you could do when you're angry and be the best person? Never hurt anybody. Would you like to hurt other people?
No.
No. Would you like to be this person like Bibi Sayyida Fatimah Zahra? Let's have a loud Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraj. Right? And Rasulullah and Imam Ali and all our Aimma and even other good people like, I don't know, these other people I read like Eckhart Tolle and Dr. Wayne Dyer and Mother Teresa and Edhi, right? All these beautiful people, you want to be like them. You don't want to be stingy and not share. Your mom's telling you to share all the time. I wish I had a magic wand I could make myself share, right? You're kind, you're beautiful deep down in your heart. It's just difficult to be nice, right? So when you meditate, when you do deep breathing, when you pray Allah's zikr, you can do durood or Allah's name, right? You make it a practice and you become mindful. How can you practice mindfulness? When you go in the bathroom to wash your hands, okay, don't think about Mr. Beans, okay? When you tie your laces in your shoe, don't think about what you're going to do in the car or what you're going to do with your friend, okay? When you're tying your shoes, concentrate on tying your shoes. Look at the shoelaces, look at the texture, look at the color, right? Look at your shoe. Sometimes you're wearing like ulta shoe in our rush, right? Today, only today in a rush, I wore one navy blue shoe with one black shoe. Really, honestly, today is true story, right? Because I wasn't being mindful, right? If you become mindful, When you're washing your hands and you observe the water falling on your skin, feel the warmth, feel the cold, feel the veins, feel the skin, look at your nails, you become observant, right? You become mindful, you become the watcher, right? You're watching. And there's a name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is Ash-Shaheed, the witness, the one who sees everything, who's watching, right? You become your own watcher. There's a hadith of the Holy Prophet which says, تَخَلَّقُوا بِأَخْلَاقِ اللَّهِ. We're talking about respect, we're talking about good manners, right? And the Holy Prophet is telling us, adopt the good manners of God, right? What are the good manners of God? Being Rahman, kind, being Rahim, being compassionate, right? Being Shaheed, being the watcher, being the witness. Become a witness of whatever you do. And when you start practicing mindfulness, you will see, like down the road in a week or a month, you'll start becoming the watcher of your thoughts, right? When you become the watcher of your thoughts, all of this mess, okay, when you shine the light of your awareness on your thoughts, they settle down. That's the trick. You just watch them. So sometimes when people will come to me and they'll talk about meditation, this is what I'll tell them. Okay, so a dirty thought is coming in your head, a bad thought is coming in your head. You know what you say? You say, welcome thought, sit on the sofa in my brain, but I don't have time for you. Okay? That's what you tell your thoughts. I don't have time for you. I don't have time for nasty thoughts. You can stay in my brain, but I don't have time for you, right? Remember? Your brain is creating these thoughts which are not you. You are that beautiful light of God, the beautiful beauty and goodness of God which is deep inside in your soul, right? Which gets covered up with all of these things. Did I make sense to you guys? I really hope so, right? So we all want a brain, a mind like this, clean, settled thoughts, so we can see. We become the Shaheed, we become the watcher, the witness who can see. Okay, so for example, you were walking really fast in your room and you tripped over your sister's bag, right? And you explode. You're like, oh, and you're angry and you say mean things, right? You never keep your things in its place, and look what happened, and I tripped and I hurt myself, and if I hurt myself, I can't go to school, right? And you're saying all these things, right? What would happen if you became the watcher?
It wouldn't happen, right?
First of all, you might not trip, right? You'd see. But then what? You trip. In that moment, you want to settle down your thoughts and you become the watcher. You know what's going to happen? You're going to take a deep breath. You're going to say, my tongue is very precious. I don't want to say anything mean. My sister's heart is really precious. I don't want to break it. That's what good people do. I don't want to break her heart. Okay, so what do? Okay, I'm going to drink some water. You can have grapes. These are hadiths of the Prophet. When you're angry, you do these things. Okay, you're going to calm down. You are going to take a pause, right? And if it was really your sister's bag, you know what you're going to do? You're going to be calm. You've had your water. You've calmed down. You watched your TV for half an hour. So you're really relaxed. You did your self-care. Then what do? You go to your sister and you're like, you know what? I have told you a gazillion, a million, a trillion times. Please put your bag in its place. I don't like it when you put it everywhere. Can you be so nice and kind to me that you put your bag in its place? And your sister will be like, wow, that was such a nice way of telling me. I'm feeling so bad for what I did. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm going to be careful. Yeah. But if you weren't the watcher and the witness, can you say the same thing in a nice tone? No. It's not what you say, it's how you say it that upsets people, right? You'll be like, I want to punch you. Why did you do this? I've told you millions of times. You don't listen to me, right? And the other thing we do, apart from doing this, which I love to do, I love to meditate, so I'm so passionate about it. The other thing you can do, and I have to wrap up now, I've gone way over my time, is to have empathy. Just like your sister bothers you when you have to tell her the same thing 50 times, think of your mom. How many times your mom is telling you the same thing? How do you think she's feeling? Right? So in this way, we learn to be kinder. Do you think you can be a better person now?
Yes.
Yes, it'll help, right? Good tricks, right? Sometimes you forget the tricks and then you need the reminder. So you can maybe go home and write these things down and go Google things about meditation, about deep breathing, about the application Headspace, right? And you know, the difference doesn't come in a week. Keep practicing it. Make 5 times for yourself to just sit calmly, okay? And you will see a massive difference, okay? 3 days I did not do my meditation. I had become a witch, screaming at everybody, right? Then I said, oh my God, what's missing? My daily dose of zikr and meditation was missing. And I went back to it and I calmed down, right? So from my, personal experience, I'm telling you, this is going to work. Okay, let's have a loud Durood. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil. In Majlises, we talk about the story of Karbala. So I got these 2 books to show you guys, right? One is called Ashura and the other is called Understanding Karbala. Okay? And these are beautiful books that show us pictures of what happened in Karbala. So before we start our Masaib, which aren't going to be too long, I want to show you a few pictures. That this is how, this is one artist's imagination of how Karbala happened, right? And there were all these horses, and then Imam Hussein's people were stopped in the middle of a desert, and all the women and children were there in their tents in the middle of the desert, right? And then Imam Hussein talked to his friends over there in the tents. And this is how the horses were, and how, every one person going to the battlefield would say, Fi amanillah, Allah Hafiz to the rest of the family members, right? And this is how the flag was. The alams that we see, right? This is how the flag was. We hold the flag, which we call the alam. Right? Alam means flag, right? A symbol, a sign. So, this is how they went in the battlefield, right? Okay? And this is how the fights were happening over there, right? With the swords. And then when everybody was gone, the ladies and the children, they were left. Okay? So, when we come to Majlises and we do the Masaib, there's a certain etiquette. We put our heads down, okay? We lower our eye gaze, okay? And we try to take ourselves back into the fields of Karbala where Imam Hussein was. And we try to feel their situation in our hearts, right? And the most amazing thing that I get fascinated from Karbala by is that the people of Imam Hussein's team, they were so calm. Just the night before, on the night before of Ashura, they knew they were all going to be cruelly, brutally butchered the next day. Everyone could hear a buzzing sound of meditative sound. A meditation was everywhere. They could hear the sound of the reading of the Quran in those tents of Imam Hussein. They were calming their hearts. They were filling their souls with the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That was so beautiful. Nobody was screaming, nobody was shouting, nobody was panicked. Everybody was ready to go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They had spent their life in the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hazrat Qasim, Hazrat Abbas, little Honor Muhammad, all these little children. And when Imam Hussain asked Hazrat Qasim, how do you find death? How do you find it? Isn't it scary? He says, no, I find death sweeter than honey. I know Allah is so loving, Allah is so kind. I can't wait to go and meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then we have big little baby Sakina and little baby Ali Asghar. And we look at them and their stories, and we look at how baby Sakina was missing her Baba. And we see how baby Sakina didn't want to let go of her Baba. Baby Sakina was looking at her Baba, and she looked at everyone leave the tent, and she's thinking, whoever left the tent, no one came back. Everybody left us and went away. I don't want my Baba to go. So she's telling her Baba, please don't say goodbye, please don't go, I don't want you to go. But Baba is saying, Sakina, I need to go. Imam Hussain is saying, Sakina, I need to go. But baby Sakina doesn't know what to do. How do I stop my Baba? So she goes and she grabs onto the legs of Zuljana, the horse on which Imam Hussain was going to go. And Imam Hussain doesn't know where Sakina is. He's telling the horsey to move. But the horsey wouldn't move. And Bibi Sakina and Imam Hussain was wondering what's happening. And then when he looked down, he saw that Bibi Sakina was holding on to the horsey and saying, please don't take my Baba. If you take my Baba, he's not gonna come back. I will miss him. I want my Baba with me. I sleep on his chest. So Imam Hussain, the kind heart that Imam Hussain had, imagine how hard it was for him to leave his darling baby Sakina he loved so much. He had prayed to Allah, give me a loving daughter who would be peace for me, would be Sakina for me. But when Imam Hussain comes down, he tells Sakina, would you like to lie down on my chest? Can you go to sleep with me for a little while? I will take care of you right now. And Bibi Sakina goes to sleep with her Baba. But then Bibi Sakina wakes up. She wakes up and she says, Baba, in my dream I saw Bibi Fatimah Zahra, my Dadi. And she's telling me, Sakina, your Baba needs to go now. Look at this little warrior, this little brave girl who's able to let go of her favorite Baba, her favorite person. She knows when we have to fight against evil, we have to stay calm, we have to have faith, and we have to do the right thing. Ala la'natullahi ala qawmi zalimeen. Let us put our hands up and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the best of ikhlaq. Oh Allah, let us follow the footsteps and the sunnah of our beloved Holy Prophet. Oh Allah, enable us to follow your own ikhlaq. Give us the kindest, most polite behavior. And make us part of the team of Imam Zamana. Fatimah Agha.